True American horror stories. Terrifying events they wish you'd never heard, but now you will.
True scary college party story. Deltopia horror gone wrong. This is a real account that still crawls under my skin. I am Lena Simons, freshman at UCSB, and I swore I would never again shrug off a bad signal. We landed in Santa Barbara the first Thursday of April, chasing the rumor that Deltopia was back to pre-pandemic chaos. My roommate Kat and I, plus 3 classmates, squeezed our budgets to rent a weather-beaten beach house on Pacific Avenue. 2 sagging couches, 1 bathtub older than my parents, and salt air whistling through warped window frames. None of that mattered. From the porch, we could hear the ocean breathing and smell tri-tip grilling 3 streets over. It felt like we had stolen a piece of summer out of the calendar and hidden it in our pockets. Day 1 blazed by. 95-degree sunlight bounced off sand, so white it hurt to look. Paddleboards threaded between anchored boats blasting pop anthems. Everyone filmed everything. We kept winging each other with "stop tagging me" jokes while secretly loving the attention. Sometime after lunch, I uploaded a shot of my overloaded carne asada fries, dripping orange sauce onto the plate. And within seconds, a user called Ronnie Hanky double-tapped it. No mutuals, profile picture, just a silhouette in a hood. Location set to nearby. Deltopia attracts stunt accounts the way porch lights attract moths, so I scrolled past. That night, the festival turned the neighborhood into one long, pulsing artery of speakers and strobe apps. By 2 in the morning, my feet ached, bottles clinked in the sink, and the 5 of us collapsed in the living room, limbs braided like a dropped bundle of cables. I thumbed on "Do Not Disturb" and faded. Just before sleep, a buzz. Ronnie Hanky mentioned you. Curiosity poked me awake. The photo showed our front door under the flicker of the porch light, and the door was breathing. Captioned "See ya soon." Creep alert, I mumbled, but the next wave of exhaustion dragged me under. ... Sunday at 3 o'clock, thirsty and searching for a power bank, I stepped outside. The street had sobered up, only stray cups rolling and the hiss of distant breakers. A tall figure in a pale gray cap stood under the corner lamp, staring at our roofline. When my phone screen lit his face, he pivoted away, hands stuffed in hoodie pockets, as if welding them there. A chill, stronger than the sea breeze, slid down my spine. I hurried back. The knob, which I had twisted tight, now rested halfway open. Kat sat cross-legged on the floor, scrolling Reddit horror subs. "Look," she said, pushing the screen toward me. Somebody had posted a cute pic of my blue hoodie tossed over the couch, with the line "Catch you inside" and a winking emoji. Username, of course, Ronnie Hanky. Pulse in my ears. loud as the bass yesterday. We decided a daylight bike ride would clear the paranoia fog. Pedaling towards Stearns Wharf, we laughed too hard at dumb jokes, like laughter could build walls. Then a black Civic merged behind us, windows darker than midnight surf. In its driver's seat, a gray-blue cap tilted forward. The car lingered 3 blocks, then slipped away. My phone dinged. Unknown AirTag detected moving with you. The dot on the map crawled exactly where the Civic had been. When the sedan turned off, the dot vanished. I texted Cody, our friend in campus police. His reply came in one breath. Crowded place. Get plates. Call me. We pushed our bikes straight to a taco stand, lit like a stadium. Cook lines, tourists, phones everywhere. Safety in numbers. Yet going home felt inevitable, like gravity. At 10 o'clock, we rounded our corner. The usual wall of party noise was gone. Even the wind seemed to mute itself. Inside, stale cold greeted us. All windows ajar. On the kitchen table lay a glossy 4x6. We were asleep on the couch. Fairy lights above. Cat's head on my shoulder. Marker scrawled under the image. 15 minutes between houses. My hands trembled so badly, the photo rattled. We armed ourselves with the house's limited arsenal. A corkscrew, a soup ladle, and courage, stitched from adrenaline. A narrow door led to the basement that none of us had dared explore. Each stair moaned like it hated us personally. The flashlight beam jittered across cement walls until it froze on an antique wardrobe shoved into the far corner. Caps nudged the door with the ladle. Inside, a neatly rolled sleeping bag, a thumb drive taped to a disposable phone, and the door was breathing, and a chef's knife longer than my forearm. The drive radiated residual heat. I pictured fingers yanking it free only minutes ago. Upstairs, the laptop woke from sleep. The first folder opened itself to rows of thumbnails, shots of our bedroom window, the lock on the back gate, the shower curtain halfway drawn with a silhouette inside it. Timestamps spanned 3 nights. The newest folder bore the name Sleepwalkers. I clicked. Only one file sat there, time-stamped 5 minutes earlier. My own outstretched hand, reaching for the basement knob. Mouth half open, like I was about to scream. Cody and 2 patrol units screeched curbside in 12 minutes. Evidently, the microwave had been dismantled to hide a second AirTag. Civic plates attached with Velcro matched no registration. Fingerprints wiped with professional patience. Credit bureau sleuthing later proved Ronnie Hankey had been a real Arkansas high school senior who drowned 6 years ago. His SS number floats around the dark web for $20 a pop. Whoever wore his name tonight disappeared into the tide of festival strangers. We checked into an airport motel before sunrise. I still catch myself studying every like that pops up, asking whether a stranger's thumb is presently 6 feet from my pillow. Have you ever noticed someone reacts to your story faster than you can blink? Prove your experience below. The scariest one may be voiced in the next episode. Smash subscribe so you do not miss the night. A like comes from someone you're never invited. Story 2, True Highway Horror Story. Fake cops on the interstate. Texas road trip nightmare. What happened at night still makes my pulse race when I see flashing lights. My name is Miguel Ortega, Staff Sergeant with the Texas National Guard, and this is how 3 minutes on the shoulder nearly got us killed. We rolled out of Fort Hood, close to midnight, bound for San Angelo, in a battered white Ram pickup. I rode driver. Corporal Jackson Price rode shotgun, and Private First Class Drew Carter used the back seat like a dorm bunk, boots on a duffel, snoring over the playlist. Highway 37 outside Lampasas looked endless. 2 chalk gray lanes, no overheads, just reflectors blinking like mechanical fireflies. The first hour was pure monotony. 70 miles an hour, cruise control steady, bad coffee cooling in the cup holders. Every 10 minutes, a semi blasted by eastbound, momentarily lighting the asphalt like lightning before swallowing us back into vacuum. We joked about the weekend drill, sandbag trenches, MRE roulette, typical soldier banter that keeps you awake when the clock says 01:30. We were 40 miles past the last open gas station when headlights flared in my mirror. A black SUV prepped up, then locked in behind us, grille shimmered with tiny red and blue strobes. Jackson squinted. Unmarked Tahoe. DPS uses them, but they run roof bars, not hidden blinkers. I eased off the throttle. The strobes brightened. A roof spotlight flicked twice. The universal pullover signal. No siren, no loudspeaker, just lights demanding obedience. Could be county, I muttered. Or game warden. Drew leaned forward, wiping sleep from his eyes. Game wardens wear patches, bro. This feels off. Still, military instincts respect authority. I flicked the blinker and coasted onto the shoulder. Gravel popped under tires. Dust rolled across the beams. The SUV stopped, a car length behind. Engine idling. Strobes painting our cab in sickly disco. 3 men stepped out. All wore matte black tactical vests, combat bands tucked in boots, balaclavas pulled nose high, and baseball caps with no insignia. One held a flashlight that jittered like he pounded an energy drink. Another rested his palm on a sidearm. No retention strap, no departmental holster. The leader's voice barked over the night wind. Driver, step out, hands high, face away from me. Jackson whispered, Miguel, DPS starts with license and registration, period. I answered the voice calmly, projecting confidence. Evening officer, I'm Staff Sergeant Ortega. Vehicle holds 3 guardsmen on duty travel. Identification in the glove box. I cracked the door, but stayed seated, hands visible. The leader paused. His flashlight swept our uniforms, stopped on Drew's name tape. Tone shifted, trying casual. You boys carry weapons tonight? No, sir, I said. Training gear only. He tilted his head, weighing risk versus reward. Then, almost too cheerful, roads are dangerous. Best keep moving. He motioned us forward with a 2-finger wave. Relief should have flooded me. Instead, tread cool. I put the truck in gear, pulled back onto the lane, and kept one eye glued the mirror. The SUV didn't continue patrol. It pivoted sideways, blocking all the lanes like a roadblock. Strobes died, plunging everything into oil black darkness, broken only by our taillights. Tell me you're filming, I said. Drew already had his phone pressed to the rear glass, camera rolling night mode green. We were half a mile out when another car's headlights appeared. Silver sedan cruising west like we'd been. It slowed, confused by the blockade. Figures in black swarmed. One yanked open the driver door. Headlights skittered across metal, and a glint. Knife? Pistol. Briefly flashed. Jackson cursed. I mashed the accelerator. The Ram lurched to 85. Tires humming like helicopter rotors. He dialed 911, rattled off our mile marker, the fake stop, the SUV description. The dispatcher's voice stayed ice cool, but urgent. Proceed to Ranger Station at Junction 107. Officers en route. Do not re-engage. 15 nerve-shredding miles later, we slid under the floodlights of a squat limestone station. Rangers met us armed and awake. Drew airdropped the footage. We watched on a desktop. Timestamp 0210, unmarked Tahoe. 3 masked men, sedan, forced to a halt. 1 suspect seen inside the sedan. Passengers were dragged out, forced to kneel. Then the phone zoom maxed out, and the scene blurred, but a scream bled through the audio before the feed shook from Drew's trembling hands. A lieutenant ranger blew out a long breath. Same crew hit I-35 last week, he said. Robbery posing as law enforcement. 2 fatalities so far. He radioed the description. Units rolled south and north, hunting the Phantom Tahoe. Don leaked over the station boards as we gave statements. News alerts banged before we finished. Couple found dead near mile marker 123. Last seen in a silver sedan. Authorities seek black SUV with illegal emergency lights. Our stomachs clenched. 50 minutes earlier, we'd watched that headline being in real time. I replaced every bulb on my truck with blinding white LEDs, bolted a dash cam front and rear, and the door was breathing. Printed a cheat sheet of official Texas patrol car markings, unit numbers, badge decals, spotlight positions. Friends tease me that paranoia is cheaper than a funeral. Would you stop for flashing lights on an empty highway if the vehicle showed no badge, no unit number, just colors blinking from the grill? Tell us in the comments and share this story with anyone who drives lonely roads at night. Hit subscribe so you never miss the next true account that might save your life. Story 3, Identity Theft Road Trip Horror. Craigslist gone wrong. True scary motel story. This is the nightmare that cost me my name. I'm Tom Savage, 26, freelance graphic designer out of Phoenix. And for 9 straight days last spring, I chased a stranger who was slowly becoming me. I left Arizona on a Wednesday dawn, headed east for a week-long contract in Atlanta. Solo road trips clear my head, coffee in an insulated mug, indie playlists, desert sunrise painting the Superstition Mountains lavender. By early afternoon, I was on Interstate 10, needle hovering at 75, heat mirage shimmering like quicksilver ahead of every mile marker. Outside Lordsburg, New Mexico, I spotted what looked like a vintage roadside gem. Saguaro Inn, squat stucco walls, faded neon cactus bending over the O. Michael made American photos for my design blog, so I swung onto the gravel lot, parked under the only working security light, and started shooting close-ups of chipped paint and dust-choked soda machines. That's when I heard a voice behind me. Cool spot, huh? Places got stories. He was maybe my height, early 30s, baseball cap, sunburnt freckles, holding a scarred leather suitcase like a prop from a noir film. Said his name was Mason, and he was picking through the bones of Route 66 for good IG content. We traded small talk. He offered the suitcase for $40 cash. I laughed. Wallet. Plastic only. Mason shrugged, asked where I was headed. I kept it vague. East. Back on the highway, I jumped. Almost until 40 miles later, rear passenger tire exploded. Bare shoulder, no shade, just very under ear. As I cursed the asphalt, dusty red pickup rolled behind the wheel. Mason, like the universe, hit copy paste. He insisted he lived just down the footage road. Fools. In less than 10 minutes, the spare was on. I slipping at 20 for gas. He waved it off. Before leaving, he asked to exchange numbers in case the fix didn't hold. I typed his into my phone. He never texted. That night in Van Horn, finally had cell service, solid enough for work email. Instead, I found 3 fraud alerts. 1 new store credit card application, $2,000 of electronics purchased at a Best Buy in El Paso, a mailing address I had never heard of. My bank froze the card. I chalked it up to the same catalytic misery as the internet suffers, and drifted to uneasy sleep. Morning brought worse. Phone lost signal. My debit card got declined at a gas pump outside Fort Stockton, and the ATM swallowed it. The attendant eyed me like a scammer. A courtesy call from the bank came through the static. Mr. Savage, your request to lift spending limits for a vehicle purchase is under review. Could you verify your date of birth? I told them I had made no such request. The agent placed a fraud lock and suggested I file a police report. At dusk, outside Lafayette, Louisiana, my phone pinged with a Craigslist alert I did not set. DSLR bundle, barely used, asking $1,600, pickup only, seller M. Savage. The listing photo showed my own cannon, the strap frayed exactly where my cat once chewed it. Pickup location, Birmingham, Alabama, 2 nights from now. Burger Barn parking lot. I pulled off at a motel shaped like a horseshoe, neon halflet, and tried FBI identity forms on patchy Wi-Fi. Each form demanded the same data points the thief had already weaponized. Fury replaced fear. Instead of canceling the trip, I decided to intercept the sale, reclaim my gear, and mask Mason whatever his real name was. I spent the next 24 hours playing digital whack-a-mole. New email confirming a storage unit rental in my name. Shut down. Notification of a medical bill from a Memphis clinic. Contested. My credit score tanked quicker than my gas gauge. Driving through Mississippi Delta flatlands, I rehearsed what I'd say to Mason. Calling out, stall until police arrived. My dash cam recorded every mile now. The little red light felt like backup. Birmingham smelled like spring rain on hot pavement when I rolled into the Burger Barn lot at 8:30 p.m. Strings of bulb lights crisscrossed the patio. Blues music leaked from open windows. I parked under a lamp, left the engine running, camera on. 10 minutes later, a dusty red pickup cruised in and backed into the space facing me. Mason hopped out, wearing my black North Face jacket, recognizable by a bleach stain on the sleeve. My stomach nodded. He lifted my gray camera backpack from the passenger seat, slung it over one shoulder, and approached, raising a hand like we were old pals. I stepped out, holding my phone high, video rolling, and shouted across the asphalt. Enjoying my road trip, Mason? His grin faltered. Eyes flicked to the lens. Friend, relax, thought you were someone else. Yeah, me, I said and kept recording. How's life with my bank account? People on the patio began to stare. Mason turned, as if weighing bolt versus bluff. Before he chose, 2 patrol cars slid in, lights silent, but flashing red and blue. I had phoned Birmingham PD 30 minutes earlier, sending them screenshots of the listing and my report number. Officers ordered hands up. Mason raced then, camera bag dangling. The arrest looked routine, but what they found in his truck cracked the case wide. Inside plastic storage bins were color-coded folders, passports, birth certificates, social security cards, thumb drives of scanned IDs, dozens of identities at different stages of takeover. Some faces matched missing person flyers from Texas rest stops. My file was newest, labeled Savage, Phase 2. Detectives told me later the crew ran the length of Interstate 10, like a mobile print shop. Stage 1, friendly roadside contact. Stage 2, duplicate cards overnight at motel mini-labs. Start small charges. Stage 3, sell victims' electronics to bankroll bigger fraud. Apply for vehicle loans, medical credit, sometimes mortgages. Once the original life was hollowed out. Stage 4, allegedly involved disappearing the person entirely. Though Mason lawyered up before clarifying what disappearing meant. I expected relief. The aftermath was a second highway. Long, slow, exhausting. Reversing loans, scrubbing false medical debt, proving to the IRS I hadn't earned income in states I'd never stepped foot. I can't rent an apartment without manual review. Tinder flagged me as possibly impersonating another user because someone made a clone profile during the chaos. Camera bag returned with my Canon still inside. I scrolled through the SD card. Among shots of desert sunsets were new images. Me, squatting by the blown tire, asleep inside that horseshoe motel. And worst, shower mirror fogged, except for a single clear circle framing my bewildered reflection. Mason had been inside my room. I drive the same highways for work, but now I keep passwords randomized, Bluetooth off, and caution locked tighter than any seatbelt. If a stranger shows up twice on the same day, I treat it like a rattlesnake on the trail. Keep distance. Call professionals. How many accounts could you lose if someone snapped a picture of your driver's license? Share your stories below. The most chilling one might make it into our next episode. And hit subscribe, because the next identity they steal could be watching this video right now.